right, so thank you for coming again to our translation research seminar, or we call Friday seminar, because we're always, most of the time, almost 99% of the time, we have it on Friday from 12 to 1 in Carter 202. So this seminar is sponsored by the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, the Center for Urban Transition Research, and also facilitated by the student chapter of IT Institute of Transition Engineers. And again, my name is Yu Zhang. I'm a professor from the department, as well as the director of National Institute for Congestion Reduction, National UTC. And I'm also leading the Advanced Air Mobility Research at the USF. So today we're very happy to have Dr. Yunpeng Zhang with us, or you can call him Jack.
Yes.
Right? And he's actually a professor from, associate professor from computer science from University of Houston. And he's the director of newly awarded University Transition Center. And I really like the name. The acronym is called the CyberCare. And the full name is the Cyber Security Center for Advanced Research and Education. And I believe Jack spent a lot of time to come up with this nice name, right?
Sure.
Called CyberCare. And he's also the director of the Network Software and System, or called NSS Lab at University of Houston. So Dr. Zhang's research focuses on developing novel security and intelligence techniques to ensure the cyber physical system reliability, security, and performance in multiple industries, including transportation, energy, healthcare, commerce, finance, government, defense, the Internet of Things, etc. Basically, it's everything. So what he's doing could be applied for many, many different use cases. So I will not go through everything. I think you have received the flyer. I just want to highlight that Dr. Zhang conducted more than 40 research and education projects supported by NSF, DOT, NIH, National Institute of Health, Texas DOT, and private institutes. He has worked for Boise State University before, as well as Dakota State University, Oak Ridge National Lab, Imperial College London in UK, Queen's University Belfast in UK, and also University of Melbourne in Australia. Wow, what an experience. Wow. And he just told me, actually, he went to visit more than 50 universities with his daughter, which is the junior high school student. That's very impressive, and it gave me lots of pressure as a parent of a middle school student. Okay, so Dr. Zhang has a lot of achievement, which in the flyer that we shared with everyone. So I'll just stop here, and I'll give a stage to Dr. Zhang so we can listen to his very interesting and informative presentation. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, thank you. Firstly, thanks so Dr. Zhang's invitation. So to have this opportunity to discuss something with everybody. And second, thanks Christina. So she's a really good organizer. So set up everything. So for me. Okay. So yes. So please feel free to call me whatever the name, first name, last name, or my English name. So one fancy thing is, so 30 minutes ago. So when I arrived the campus, so I visited the welcome center to pick up the parking permit. So the lady asked me, "Oh, what's your name?" I said, "So I'm Yunpeng Zhang," and spell the name. So she looks at me and so what do you want? I said I would like to pick my parking permit. So she searched something, so but cannot find my name. So then I realized maybe so Christina put my English name as a first name. So I said, maybe you can check Jack. Oh, okay. So she gets that. Okay. Here is your parking permit. Yes. So Jack maybe is easier. So a lot of time people cannot pronounce my name so in right way. Okay, so it's just a name. Yes, Yunpeng. So that's a right pronunciation. Okay, so our presentation today is hybrid quantum classified computing for intrusion detection in ITS, so intelligent transportation system. So in our research, we use ATMS as an example. ATMS stands for Advanced Traffic Management System. Okay, so that's like future ITS system. So not just a few city to use ATMS as testing. So it's not all over the city. Yes, so we are proud of ATMS system. So as far as I know, so there are 2 universities has ATMS system. So in the US, so one is us, and so also we had this system. So it's like 3 years ago we purchased them. We guess we are the first one. Okay, and after that, so we spent 1.5 years to negotiate with University of Houston. No, sorry, City of Houston. So we set up 3 route site unite. So in 3 intersection. So at the same time, we have onboard unite. So in other words, we could so create and collect real time and real data. So that's what we have. Okay, so Dr. Zhang told me so the attendees background a little bit just now. So before we get started, I would like to know so attendees background. So for example, so what's your major? So let's ask the first question. How many people has computer science background? Please raise your hand. Okay, great. And online, for online attendee? Okay, so yes, so I probably need to adjust something. So in the slide. So the second question is how many people so has background in ITS? Okay, okay, so that's pretty good for online attendee.
Yes, sure.
Oh, okay, Dr. Hao, Dr. Zhao. So let's see. I guess most people has background so in civil engineering. So is that right? Okay. So I guess the similar things for online attendee. Okay, civil engineering. So that's the biggest overlap, and so ITS. So I may talk a little bit, but for background for computer science related, I will go through quickly. Even you do not know what I'm talking about. So we mainly talking about what you and I can discuss, can understand with each other. Okay, so let's go to our agenda. 4 parts. The first one is background. Second one is proposed approach. Third one is evaluation. Last one is conclusion and the future work. So yes, so when we talk about the fourth one, I will let you know. So what's the difference between computer science and the civil engineering? So normally there's some difference. So you may feel so strange or where. Okay, so the first one is background. Background including 2 small parts. The first one is big background. Second one is background for the current research. Here, so the big background is so about our center. So Dr. Zhang introduced our center. So we will Yes, skip this part, this page. Yes, so of course for each UTC center, so USDOT ask the center do research, education, technology transfer, and also leadership. But leadership normally will be included in the first three. Yes, however, today, we are mainly focused on research. So we will discuss a little bit about research and skip, education and the technology part. If you would like to know more, we can discuss that after our meeting. So I'm open for that. So that's our consortia. So including 6 universities. So University of UH, we are the leading university. Also in Houston, the same city, we have Rice. So Rice University. So it's a private university. Also, we have Texas A&M at Corpus Christi. So it's belong to Texas A&M University system. So this university is close to Houston. It's like a 2.5 hours driving. So they are a minority university. So USDOT so normally ask a minority university join in a center. So then we have University of Hawaii. So that sounds fancy. So yes, normally people say, oh, Hawaii. So will you have something in Hawaii? So yes, so we will have a symposium. So in Hawaii, let's talk that in details very quick soon. Then next one is Amarillo. So that's a small private university. So in Florida, so close to you. So this university is strong in aviation. So it's like a flight. So we have most universities are strong in ground transportation. So this university is strong in air flight, so aviation. So that's the last one is the University of Cincinnati. So they are strong in transportation. So for example, they have 3 drivers simulator. So normally one university may have 1 simulator. So that's the university could do some research with them. So they have 3. So in other words, so they can connect the 3 simulator together. So and they will have some communication. It's very good for autonomous vehicle and connected vehicle research. So it's like V2V. Of course, they also have infrastructure, also ITS system is V2I. Okay, so that's general information about our center. So for the research, okay, so a lot of information on this page. Do not worry. So we only focus on research part. So that's a strategic framework and the research thrust. So including safety. So cybersecurity will lead safety problem. When we talk about cybersecurity, so people may not realize, oh, so that's happened so around us. But if we talk about, so cybersecurity will lead safety. So safety is related to everybody. So normally people will pay attention. Yes, so safety is like our first so important things for anybody. The second one is economic strength. So the third one is global competitiveness. So we would like to be the leader. So for our overall world. Okay, so then we go to next page for talk more research. So here So also a lot of information on this page. I include 4 thrusts of our center. So the first one is CAV. So the second one is ATMS. The third one is transportation data. So whatever the data is. So autonomous vehicles send the request to the infrastructure, and the infrastructure reply to the result, or V2V communication, or V2P, so whatever. So any data, so is in this field. The last one, yes, as Dr. Zhang introduced, that's an open field. So anything related to transportation cybersecurity could be in the fourth one. So it's like, of course, so at the beginning, we know exactly we are doing and we will do for next year, next 2 years. So however, so after maybe first 3 years, so we may have something new. So that new things normally will go to the fourth thrust. Okay, again, so that's so many information. So let's focus on what we will discuss today. So mainly, so relate to the second thrust, ATMS, so cybersecurity. So let's also a little bit relate to CAV. So connected and autonomous vehicle, so cybersecurity. Yes, so let's spend a little bit more on this so figure. So that's scenarios, several scenarios. So for example, V2V, V2P, V2I. So also we list so cyber attack examples. We list eight of them. Actually, there are a lot. So eight that's more popular, and so bring so more so damage. For this part, we have ATMS, so communication from the center, so control system to roadside unit, and also traffic lights. So also some sensor, so en route or roadside. So all the information will be controlled or collected by the central system. So as we discussed just now, so we have a central control system in our center. So that's like not so big. It's like half of this classroom. So the lab is for ATMS. So we have 3 controllers. So in the room, and so 5 smart car. So we could run them in our lab and do some so testing and evaluation. Okay, so that one is data mainly related to AI or data science. Okay, that one is open field. Let's go to next page. Here, I marked 2 of them. So as we discussed just now. Yes, so the first one, I list 3 problem. So research problem as example. The first one is it possible to use location to determine whether the information provided by a vehicle is reliable? Yes, so we have so it's like more than 10. So research problem, ongoing project. Yes, also we have two examples, but based on the time, so we skip them. So here, so that's what we will mainly talk about today. So ATMS. Also, I list 3 examples. So the first one is conflict must be governed, so without rolling back to a centralized framework. So who should manage conflict when all nodes are assumed to have similar rights? Yes, so in this problem, we have 2 key points. The first one is centralized framework. So centralized framework so has the very obviously weakness. So whenever the central point will be attacked, so everything will be affected. So nothing will be work. Nothing will work. So that's a centralized framework. So in the first challenge, we would like to find decentralized. So for example, even a central point has been attacked. So the whole system still work, or at least the part of the system still work. So that's the signal, the first one. So the second point is when all nodes are assumed to have similar rights. So currently, so when people drive vehicle, of course, every person has a similar right. So, however, after we have autonomous vehicle and connected vehicle, so that maybe bring something. So unfair right to some vehicle. So currently, so normally, so the vehicle company, so they do not consider that. They mainly focus on how to make a vehicle drive by itself, so driverless. So, but as academia, so researcher, we need to think about that. Especially if there's some damage or crash or accident, so we need to find so the who has a road right and who do not have a road right, how to spell the responsibility. So that's in the first challenge we have like the 2 key points. So the second one, if each node is in a decentralized framework, is distinct. So for example, key, so validation, communication, or data storage node are creating more vulnerability. So how to protect multiple attack surfaced. So so you may realize the second challenge is based on the first one. So in the first one, we talk about centralized home framework. The second one, we talk about decentralized framework. It's beyond the first one. Okay, so we did some preliminary research about decentralized framework. However, so there's also problems. So as list, so several examples. Okay, so the third one is how to optimize the process of data storage. So through sensor and in-vehicle cellular vehicle to everything. So normally we call it V2X. So components. Yes, so about today's topic, so mainly focus on the first one. We still use centralized. So we would like to detect attack or intrusion. So in a centralized framework. Okay, so that's so the big background. So here there's a little information about Java program. So as we have the first one will be in Houston, and second one will be Hawaii, and then in 2026 we will have some program in Florida, so close to you. Okay, so yes, so I have a question here also. So how many people know ATMS before? Okay, we have one. So sort knowledge. Okay, so for online attendee, if you know.
So the ATMS Means that you have a centralized control system. Is that the main feature of the so-called ATM system?
Okay, Dr. Zhou, so thanks for your response. So, however, for some reason, I cannot hear you very clearly. So, let's continue to do that. After that, after our meeting, we may have more communication. For ATMS, so based on what your response, I believe you understand what's ATMS. So ATMS, so at least two things. So the first one is what, the second one is challenge. So we discussed ATMS at the beginning. So it's like a next generation traffic management system. So in this system, there are 4 primary functions. The first one is collect traffic data. The second one is traffic monitoring. The third one is incident management. The last one is congestion, so management. Okay, so however, so in our current ATMS, of course, the current ATMS is not mature, so still in testing period. There is no cybersecurity component. So they only do the 4 primary function. However, after, so they finish the 4 function. So how to protect them? For example, they collect the traffic data. How to protect the data? So that's what we are doing. And the traffic monitoring. So this one is how to, the monitoring of traffic. So how to find a potential attack. Okay, so actually, so the rest part of this slide mainly focus on traffic monitoring. So we are doing intrusion detection. So for traffic light management system. Okay, so that's what. So the challenge, at least 4 also. So the first one is diversity of the smart devices. Second one is network integration. Third one is bandwidth and resources consumption. So last one is cybersecurity aspect. Okay, let's directly go to the last one. So what we are doing. So intrusion detection is a broad field, including our attack, cyber attack. At least 3 components. The first one is what? So intrusion detection system, ITS. So it's a system that monitor the network traffic for suspicious activity. And here, so why? So there's 2 parts. The first one is static. The second one is dynamic. So we already finished this part and is doing research in dynamic. So in dynamic means, so we could observe ATMS, so real time. If there's some attack, we can immediately find them. So that's 2 parts. Static is easier. So after we ATMS collected the traffic data, so we can analyze that. For example, 2 months ago data. So for dynamic, so we need to, based on our research, so provide real time, so detection. The challenge, so big data, accuracy, so and computational resources. Big data, I guess most people understand the big data. At least you heard this word before. So is that right? Okay. Okay, so that's a good question. So at the beginning, so we cannot tell what's attack or not. So However, after we learned the normal traffic control, models, so we can set up a standard. So for example, if a red light, so it's on more than 10 seconds, so that's acceptable. However, if a red light just keep the 2 seconds, so we can consider so there's something abnormal. Yes. Traffic signal is one of our object. Yes.
We monitor the vehicles instead of the traffic management system.
Okay.
You are saying actually you are looking into the traffic management system and then to see if there's anything abnormal there.
Yes. So for infrastructure, so it's the traffic light. For V2V, it's the communication between them. So that's like of a big field, including everything V2I, V2V, and V2P. So for subfield, so we can focus on V2I or V2V. Yes.
You said you have done the static
Yes.
analysis, so I would be very much interested in to know that if you can give us the kind of case to describe that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we will talk about more. So and okay. So let's go to next one. Yes. So that's a literature review. So the last three so are related to quantum computing. So the first one is traditional. So the reason is so our current solution is combine both of them. So you will see the flow, the workflow. So in our following slide. Okay, so here, so that's a motivation. Classic machine learning, so has a strong point, of course, and also there's some weakness. So for quantum computing, also strong point and weakness. So in our solution, we combine both of them. We call it quantum classic computing. So we overcome all the weakness. So in classic machine learning and quantum computing. Okay, so now this part we are reaching the computer science terms. So generally speaking, you can so I believe you can understand so this part, but for this part, so we will go quickly. So let's let you know the overview so idea. Quantum computing, so it's not popular currently. So, but it's a future computer direction. So in other words, people so expect. So in 10 years, we will have a quantum computer, and we will use quantum computing also. So at least 3 parts. So what and how and challenge. Here, there's a quantum mechanism. So phenomena and quantum bit. So quantum bit, normally we call it qubit. So it's similar like our current computer's bit. The second part is superposition. So intangible, intanglement. And the challenge is number of qubit. So we would like to use lower number of qubit to solve a problem. The second one is cost. So cost is a big problem currently. So so we do not have quantum computer currently. Only one open to academia is IBM's quantum server. So in our next step, so currently our research is in simulation period. So our future is we will run our solution so on IBM, so quantum server. So we already have communication with them. And so fortunately, so they are good to provide resources to academic research. Okay, so that's quantum computing and that's a super operation. So let's skip this part. And so our proposed approach. So that's a workflow. That's the input date. So the first step we do classific model. So it's dense layer and feature extraction. And the second part we do so quantum model. So including data encoding layer and the QNN layer and the weight initialization and the iterative so QNN layer and the returns probabilities. The third step, we combine them together. So traditional classific model and quantum model. The fourth step is the hybrid model, is training and testing of a model.
You mentioned computers not yet.
Yes.
And then probably in another 10 years. So then could you please kind of give some clarification about the difference between the quantum model versus quantum computing? Does the quantum model need the quantum computer to be realized or what? So what are the definition of the quantum model?
Okay, quantum model, if we do, so in civil engineering, so normally, so the field test, so is a typical testing. So however, in computer science, so normally people do simulation first. So then go to next step for field test. In computer science, people do not call it a field test. It's a real world test. Okay, for quantum model, so if we do field test, so we need quantum computer. So that's what we are planning to use IBM's quantum computer. It's not a general computer. They still developing, but so they already provide quantum computing resources. So our current field is we use a supercomputer to simulate. So the simulate quantum computer to test our quantum model. Yes, so that's a good question. Yes, so they ask money. So that's what we are working on. So we are talking with them. So we are academic researcher and request the free resources. So they already discussed inside in IBM. So currently we expect they can provide a couple of quantums so for us as free. So if we need more, they will charge us. Okay, so based on that, so based on Dr. Zhang's question and what we discussed just now, so another thing is in computer science, so normally people publish conference paper first after simulation. So that's not real testing. It's not like a civil engineering. Civil engineering normally publish a paper in journal, so with field test. So for computer science, normally people publish a paper, submit a paper to a journal after the real test. However, more than 70% papers so are in conference, not journal. So that's another difference between computer science and civil engineering. Okay, so that's a workflow. So let's go to next one. Pre-processing and normalization. Again, so I would like to know, so how many people so know machine learning, deep learning, so before? Okay, so that's good. We have 3. And how about online attendee?
Yes, we do.
Okay, Dr. Zhou. Thank you. Oh, okay. Oh.
Do you use a data-driven or model-based method to detect the suspicious flows in the network?
Yes, we use.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, okay, thank you. Yes, so let's come back our slides. Oh, yes, the timing is good. So let's share the framework of my slides. So totally, I have 30 pages. So you see 40. So that's one. So the reason is I have backup slides if you would like to know more or details after our discussion. So no worry about the timing. Okay, so we are here. So pre-processing and normalization. So for pre-processing, so with as we discussed in the workflow, so actually we do transitional pre-processing. So after that we do transitional so machine learning, and then is quantum, so computing. Okay, so then let's go to next one. The feature selection. We use 8 method. So web-based and select k-based and logistic. Do not worry about the word. So if you are interested in that, so we can focus on one and discuss more. So all of them are feature selection. So in other words, it's pre-processing. So generally speaking, is after we have a data set, so we will deal with the data set for our real training. So one example, so what pre-processing we do. So in the data set, normally there's some information missing. Okay, so example in our real life. So students fill forms. So with name, so their ID and sex and age, and with major, so the student has, and how many courses he already or she already taken. So that's like a recorder, including so different type of data. So however, so normally we have some data missing. So for example, several students didn't input some measure of his and him or her. So how we deal with the missing data is one step of our pre-processing. So we need to find a way to make up so the missing data. Or the easiest way is directly delete the recorder. We do not use this student recorder. So for a big data, for example, we have a 2 million recorder in this data set, that's fine. How about, so most of the time, so we do not have so big data. We only have 2,000 recorders. We need to find a way to make up this missing data. Yes, so that's one example for pre-processing. And feature selection is similar. So for example, just now we mentioned that's name, sex, and so measure. So if we have 13 so features, so we do not need all of them. Normally, we do not need all of them. How could we select useful and efficient so features? So that's feature selection. So step is one step of pre-processing also. Okay, so that's what we did for pre-processing. So that's encoding. So do not worry about that. This is computer science things. And classific model. So we list most popular so part. So in the classific model. And that's a quantum model. Here, so that's evaluation result. So dataset, so we use, so for training, we use KDD and CICIDS, so 2017 version. We use them to train up a model. So let's see here, that's the system performance. Okay. So KDD and CICIDS are standard data set. So for cybersecurity attack. So no, that's real data. So KDD is so it's like a standard data set for all cybersecurity researchers. So it's collected by several universities. How? Yeah. Oh, so they collect the data so with 41 features in different scenarios. For example, so for the firewall, so how to see?
So I'm saying that if there was an attack to the university system, then they will go back and collect the data, like before the attack and during and after attack, and collect the 41 features of what's going on with the system.
One university, so university data is one example, and at the same time, they collect the data from the industry.
It's very vague. So I just want to understand what exactly information that they collected.
Okay.
It's a tech.
It's a tech. So, for example, they collect the data from the source IP, and so protocol, and the destination IP, and the package size. So that's several example for the feature. Okay, so that's that's a different part. That's a different field. No problem. So for civil engineering people not familiar with this part, KDD. Okay, so this one is 2009. We can use that one as an example. So that's not the latest version. Yeah, that's the data files. Oh, that's the data files. Your question is what's the feature they selected? I tag, see that's original recorder and so reduction rate. License. Let's directly search detailed set of features. Yeah, KDD99. Okay, yeah.
These are features. Duration of connection.
But generally speaking, is the date. So go through the internet.
If it occurred, this data could be traced back and collected. Is that right?
Trace back. What do you mean trace back?
Realize there's a tag.
Yes.
So when these features be collected and input into database, was that after the tag or right when the tag was happening?
Okay, so I got your question. So normally, so for the first phase research is trace back. So for example, 1 week ago's data. So people can find the attack in the data. So the second phase, so people will try to do the real-time detection. Mm-hmm.
And then you probably need to go back and collect the data and put it into the database so you can analyze this particular tag later.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, it's hard to talk between computer science engineer
and civil engineer.
I'm just trying to understand better about what this data, how the data was collected.
Oh, okay. So, for example, we have a firewall. So normally we do not have firewall for example, for FSU, for your university. There's a IT department. They have a firewall for the whole university. So firewall state will be stored, will be saved. So normally it's more than 3 months. So if there's some happen, they could check the last 3 months date to find. So is there something abnormal? They can find the attack. Yes. How long the data will be stored is based on university policy. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or even longer. Okay, no problem. KDD, let's go back to the slides. Yes, so that's two data set. Here, that's a system performance. So we use so a computer with this devices to do our research, to do our evaluation. Okay, that's a training for performance. Yes, so with KDD99 and the CICIDS. So that's learning rate and so batch size. Okay, so let's directly go to our model comparison. So that's a model we use as VM decision tree, so and the VQRNN. So the last one is our model. So accuracy, F1 score, and recall, and the precision. So let's read. So what our number have currently? So I believe this part is easy to understand. Just show the result. Okay, so currently, so our rate are better than so the three we used for comparison. Yes, so of course, so next step, so that's a conclusion. Actually, that's the last page. So there's a conclusion and the future work. So we have 3 conclusion and 2 future work. So actually the future work so already be doing currently. Here, so that's a picture. So to show so what we are doing. So ITS is the biggest field. And in ITS, we focus on intrusion detection. And in the intrusion detection field, we use machine learning method. So under machine learning, so we use quantum classification model. So that's our current research direction. Okay, so now it's 1 p.m. So looks like okay. See that again, please. Related position problem. No application. Is there any computing for? Should be. So currently we only use quantum computing for our intrusion detection. So for other researchers, they should be use that. Okay, so Dr. Zhang, so how about we have 5 minutes question and Q&A? Let me see. Okay, so for online attendee, so any question? Oh.
Yeah, I have one here.
What is unique fundamental quantum computing intrusion detection? To come to real testing. Okay, let's answer the first question. So we are our expectation. So it's faster. Quantum computing, the biggest factor characters is at least 100 times so than our traditional computer. So our target is to do real-time detection. So traditional computer is a little bit slow. So then we focus on quantum computing, and then we our final so target is we can detect attack in real time.
Can I ask a follow-up question? So I think just for reducing the time or make it more computing efficient, how that could increase the precision or increase the accuracy of the model itself? Because you're talking about just the computing speed, right?
Computing speed, yes. So That's for Dr. Zhou's question. So quantum computing, so will bring our real-time detection for the accuracy. So that's based on our solution. So our solution is including quantum and also classific. So we would like to use quantum computing so to increase the accuracy rate also. Yes, quantum and the classific model. Okay, so yes, why is the quantum need when it come to real world testing? Yes, so that's like a field test. So we need to, simulation sometimes people do not trust in. So we could verify our idea. So that's why normally simulation evaluation. So with simulation evaluation outcome, normally people submit a paper to conference. So not journal. So normally journal ask the real testing. So that's why we need to go to use quantum server to do real testing. Okay, so that's the second question. The third one, of civil engineering have not feel such need by far. True, we do have difficulty in simulating large-scale traffic network with microscopic driving model. Yes, I think that's a different view from civil engineering and the computer science, so researcher. So we focus on different things. However, so that's good to discuss with each other.
Yeah, thank you. If you can hear me, I just have one comment on
Yes.
on the answer you provided. So it seems the efficiency largely depends on what kind of method you're using to detect those intrusion or those cyber attacks. That's kind of related to my first question. Are you using a data-driven method, or are you using a model-based method to detect those potential suspicious behaviors? I believe there is potential for us to use a model-based method, which can be more efficient and can be run in a real-time manner without such high demand of quantum computing. That's my perspective. It's actually what transportation engineers do. So we try to develop aggregated models. We try to obtain model-based insights and try to detect and monitor the network. I believe that's what we are doing as transportation engineers based on the theory in our fields.
Okay, so currently we use both of them. So data-driven and model-driven. So Dr. Zhou, so how will you supply to data-driven and model-driven?
For example, if we are monitoring the potential suspicious attack on the network flow,
yes. So
we can observe for the link base, we can observe if the fundamental traffic relationships has been broken. If it suggests the fundamental relationship such as Q equals to K times V, or the discontinuity happens, we can look into that. So that's how we use simple model-based or simple theory to do a check if a potential value has been changed due to some certain types of attacks. So on the network level, you can observe the cluster, the size of the cluster, the free flow cluster or the congestion clusters. If those size has been changed in an abnormal way. So yeah, so basically you have flow models, you have network models. You can use the models to check if those behaviors changed in a different way. If it goes against our model theory, we can quickly remind ourselves, or there is a warning there. Potentially, there exists a cyber attack. So that will be our go-to method for the same problem.
Okay, so so are you doing this type of research currently, or that's just your idea?
I think due to the limited time, we probably have to stop here. But you can discuss with Jack offline. I think my comment to the last question Hao had maybe is, for the model based, it's more from aggregate level or macroscopic level that we can, detect the intrusion. While using the quanti model, you can use the data-driven and more from microscopic perspective. You can quickly detect the intrusion. So I think it's different paths, and it could be done. Both of them could achieve the objectives in different ways. So, all right. Due to limited time, we will have to stop here. And thank you so much for being here. I know there's some barriers to some different languages we're talking, but hopefully with this kind of event, we can bridge the two disciplinaries and then have more conversations in the future. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, thank you.